past month now, we've been giving you a look at some of the treasures of Oregon.
We're talking about objects and items from our past that are stored in a massive secret warehouse at the Oregon Historical Society. Jeff Gianola is here now with what's really been a fun series.
Yeah, it really has been, because a lot of folks don't realize the amount of things stored in this vault. And I had the chance to look at some of that. It's some of our most important treasures, images and pictures of our past. Executive Director of the Oregon Historical Society, Carrie Timchuk, takes us on a tour as we uncover the treasures of Oregon. People would be so surprised that you have thousands and thousands of physical objects stored in this secret warehouse.
Carrie Timchuk is the executive director of the Oregon Historical Society. He and his staff are the keepers of our past.
This dollhouse or house is just a depiction of something kind of famous here in Portland.
It's an exact recreation of the house that viewers might recognize from the southeast corner of the Ross Island Bridge. It was owned by a fellow named Johann Paulson, who was a lumber baron. And he and another lumber baron partner built two identical houses across the street from each other. One has been demolished, but one survives, and this is an exact recreation of that home.
And this is just one of the quirky things that are stored here in the warehouse.
Absolutely. You can find quirk in every aisle down this way.
Thousands upon thousands of items cataloged and tagged, quirky, weird, historical, interesting. All tell a story, like this unassuming file cabinet.
Carrie, what's in this file cabinet?
So Jeff, this is one of my favorite pieces. Portland used to be a two-newspaper town. There was the Morning Oregonian and the Evening or Afternoon Oregon Journal. And when the Oregon Journal went out of business, they gave us their morgue. And this file cabinet, these are all murders. Every different envelope in here is a different murder.
Hundreds
and hundreds of them.
But around the corner, a group of file cabinets caught my eye. They're filled with index cards, all labeled Coin 6.
We're so grateful to Coin for donating this to us, because it's a day-by-day inventory of what happened in Oregon history on that day.
Each index card describes a piece of old Coin News film footage, carefully preserved and cataloged.
You just go through here, and like I said, it's history by the day. Get up here and you'll find the big primary between Robert Kennedy and Gene McCarthy in Oregon in May of '68.
But I believe that the year 1968 is the year to create, not to destroy.
And here's a story about a Vietnamese war protest. Here's Richard Nixon campaigning in Pendleton, Oregon. Wow. May 15th, 1968. How about that? So,
see, I would love to see
the
film of that. So this is documented history, film documented history, and later years videotape history that's stored safely here at the warehouse.
Correct.
And so what the news stations did, if they were reasonable organizations like KOIN, you would create a card index system based by subject and year.
Matt Cowan oversees and cares for the vault's massive film collection.
For example, like for Robert F. Kennedy, before he was down in California, was eventually assassinated, his last stop was here in Oregon. So basically, not the last known footage of Kennedy, but kind of the last footage of Kennedy campaigning before he was killed.
Old home movies are part of this collection.
We have home movies of Celilo Falls disappearing that somebody just happened to go with their 8mm camera and just record that, and it's amazing.
The rarest images in the collection are kept in this room. Early film was made of nitrate. It's flammable, explosive, and very fragile.
As you can see here, we have basically a concrete pillbox that it exists in. So if there ever were a fire that existed in this vault, the idea is that it would stay contained in this vault. It's all before 1940, going back as early as maybe 1905, 1906. We have Pendleton Roundup footage starting in 1911, 1912, 1913. It's all kept extra cold and extra dry. So the vaults themselves are the coldest storage that we have here on site.
There's the silent film about Bobby the Wonder Dog, who returned home to Silverton, Oregon, crossing the country on a 6-month, 2,500-mile journey. But only half the film is stored here.
The second reel was too damaged. So these are nitrate prints, and the nitrate deterioration on that second reel was so much that the image itself had just worn away.
The vault handles requests from around the world from people looking for historical footage. And some requests are a bit odd.
I just sent footage to a documentary company in Vienna in Austria that's doing a documentary about bread, and they found footage that we have of somebody here named Carl Simon who made an amazing kind of experimental video in the 70s about his relationship with a loaf of Wonder Bread.
Matt worked with Netflix producers, providing film footage for their documentary on the old Portland Mavericks baseball team. As that project wrapped up, Matt made a suggestion.
For that project, and I was just like, hey, if you're looking for a future project, you should check out the Rajneeshpuram, because we have all this tape that have never been digitized, and it'd be a great project. And you know, from there, I think that planted the seed, and then they came back a couple months later to kind of get the ball rolling.
The film series Wild Wild Country became a big hit, documenting a controversial time in Oregon history, the rise and fall of Rajneeshpuram. And it's not just moving images preserved here. The vault is home to thousands of still photographs, including these incredible, rare, hand-painted glass slides.
So we have here over 10,000 hand-colored glass slides. So these would have been what came starting in the 1850s. They had what were called magic lantern slides. They have a black and white emulsion on them, and then they're often hand-colored. And so that's either manually applied, or they're using stencils, or they're applying the color.
Each glass slide is a piece of artwork documenting the people and places of Oregon, images and film, all part of the Oregon Historical Society vault. What will future generations think of this wondrous collection? And what items will they add to it to become part of Oregon history preserved here for all time?
We add it to it every day. Not a day goes by when we don't get a phone call or a letter or somebody wanting to offer us something to keep forever, to keep in trust for the Oregonians, for the Oregon people.
You know, Matt gives special presentations using those glass slides around the metro area. We posted more information about 2 upcoming events with the Mazamas on coin.com. And while you're there, check out this exclusive video we just posted, The Art Treasures of Oregon, where we give you a tour of a special room inside the vault filled with paintings and other art, some historic, some strange, some really weird. You can see it now only on coin.com. And special thanks to our photojournalist, Bill Cortez, who shot and edited the Oregon Treasure Special, and Carrie Timchuk, who took time to show us that incredible vault. What a treasure that is for the people of Oregon.
And people have been wanting you to reenact the Wonder Bread scene there, shirtless Wonder Bread scene.
I think all of us in the studio are like, what was that?
That's part of our history, our weird history. Portland's weird. A guy does a documentary film in the 70s on his relationship with a loaf of Wonder Bread. There you go.
It's something else. Yeah, it's something.
Thanks for showing those to us, Jeff.
Yeah, you're welcome.